Good morning. I am here to talk about Catharine Hendrickson's home. So let's get started. Welcome to Catharine Hendrickson's home and kitchen. After Andrew died, Catharine was given the power to run the farm. And with that power, she built this elegant home and raised her 6 children here until she moved to New Jersey to be with her son, Peter. For Catharine, the day started early at first light. The fire needed to be stoked and chores needed to be done. This was to prepare for a day-long event of cooking. The family was also up early, doing the chores, feeding and tending to the animals, collecting firewood, getting water from the well, collecting the eggs from the chicken coop. Once chores were completed, Catharine and the family would break the fast at a table much like this and partake in a breakfast of oatmeal porridge. If you were a family of lesser means, your porridge would have been made of corn mush. Leftovers from the previous day's meal were also common at the breakfast table. The main meal of the day was served at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Catharine needed much of the day to prepare for this meal. If she did not go to the market, she had to kill and prepare the meat, as well as take care of all the other parts of the meal, all on an open fire. Now supper was served later in the evening, and again, leftovers were served. Having no means from keeping food from spoiling, the family ate the food that had been prepared quite quickly, so it would not spoil. Now, Catharine prepared most every type of food that modern people eat today. They cooked foods by frying, broiling, boiling, baking, and even grilling. The main difference is that the Hendricksons ate food in season. However, they did enjoy some imported foods from the port of Philadelphia, but it was a luxury. Foods such as roasts, meat pies, all manner of fowl, including pigeon, pork, and lamb, were consumed by most people in this time period, and there would be much of it. I would also add that pork was extremely popular in their Delaware Valley. People during these times had much different tastes than the modern world. People did not find raw fruits and vegetables appealing. And so Catharine would have used sugar, cinnamon, and nutmeg at great expense to sweeten up and cook the fruit. Another difference in taste for the Hendricksons: the meat that was prepared at the main meal would have come to the table with the head and feet on it, and the family would partake in the brains and the heart as well. Now, it would be remiss if I did not mention that Catharine, and most likely her daughters, would have preserved foods that came from the summer garden. They would pickle, they would dry, they would smoke, and they would preserve jams and jelly from their garden to get them through the 6-week want. And that was our winter. Even though here in the Delaware Valley, the winters were much longer than 6 weeks. Coffee, tea, chocolate, and ale were the most popular beverage of the day. Did you know that men drank about a gallon a day of ale? It is a wonder that they could get any work done. Even small children drank small ale. Now you know, in order to begin brewing ale, you must boil the water. The people in the Hendricksons' time did not trust the water. They knew it made one ill. And so everyone drank ale. Now small ale was brewed 3-4 times. Now let's think of a tea bag. A tea bag that is used over and over again will result in a very weak cup of tea at the last brewing. And so it was with ale. Ale was brewed and brewed and brewed until there was no alcohol left and the children drank that. It was a labor-intensive day after day, to stoke the fire, to cook, to clean, and to feed and clothe and have a comfortable home for 10 people in this home. Catharine had servants to help with this, as most people of means did, because it was such hard work. There was a community of women that worked together to do the larger chores, to make this a most comfortable home without many conveniences.